Hey everybody. Um, so I've never uploaded anything to YouTube before, but I thought it would be fun to share some of my interests with the community, with the hiking and backpacking community. So I thought I'd start uploading some of my activities to YouTube. So just like a quick intro, I've been hiking and backpacking, doing adventures for a long time. Most of my life, I grew up in Southern California and have hiked all around there, into other states as well to some extent, but mostly SoCal. Done some cool through hiking, the Tahoe Rim Trail, John Muir Trail, Trans Catalina Trail. Um, so yeah. I thought that I would maybe. I don't know how this is going to turn out. As I said, I've never done this before. So, but my plan is to just maybe make videos talking about the adventures I plan on going on. Try to share my gear setup. I have notes here. Review like trail information, what the trail conditions are like, what they're thought to be before I go out, what they were like when I came back, and obviously some choice video and pictures as well. So for this first location, I'm going to be hiking Bear Creek Trail from Mount Baldy Village to Mount San Antonio Peak. It's in the San Bernardino mountain range outside of the Inland Empire in Southern California. I think it's kind of close to Claremont, California. Once you hit that area off the 210, you go up into the mountains from there. The hike is 6 miles one way, and it's almost 6,000 feet of gain. I think it's like 5,800 and something from the village to the peak. And then I come back down the same way. And yeah, so I plan on, I'm going to go into my gear here in a second and kind of give a quick overview of like what I'm going to take. I just think it's fun to think about like what type of gear, try to think about weight and comfort and efficiency and those types of things. So I thought that others might enjoy checking that out with me. But yeah, so I'll meet up with you again here in a second. All right. Okay. Well, I was planning on sharing my phone that showed the map of the last time I did Baldy, but it just wasn't looking good, so I just scratched that. So I thought I would just share my gear. What I plan on bringing. It's pretty light. It's gonna be a light run. So this is an Osprey EXOS 58. I think that means 58 liters. I looked it up, and the small one's like slightly smaller than that. The medium one was 58 liters, and the large was like 61 liters. I think this must be the medium, but it's like an ultralight backpack. It's super awesome. I love it. I've hiked the JMT with it, and it's just been so awesome in pretty much every way, shape, or form. It's super comfortable, and I've overpacked it too. I try to always keep it in the 20s, but I've taken it over. I think I've taken it as heavy as like 38 or 40 before, inappropriately, but it did fine, and it's got some serious mileage on it, and it's great. So I'm gonna bring that, and then the water bag that I use pretty much all the time now. This is it's the same bag. I've replaced the hose once in the mouthpiece, but I've turned my MSR dromedary bag essentially into a camelback. This is a 10 liter bag, It's crazy. I got it a long time ago, and it's lasted forever. I've used it so many times. On trips, typically what I'll do is I'll fill it up for like the day, and then with whatever I think I really need, depending, more if I'm not going to pump on the trail, and less if I am. And then when I get to where I'm going, if there's water I can pump, I'll just fill it up a bunch, and then I'll, if it's an overnighter, I'll use it for my freeze-dried food and make meals with it. So, but it's so awesome. And these are funny because, like, I think a lot of people have complained about these in the past, that it tastes like plastic, and it did, but I think what I did was put vinegar and baking soda, let a few vinegar baking soda reactions happen in the bag, swish it around a few times, and within a few trips I think it went away. But this is such a great bag. It's lasted for years and years. I don't know how many miles, but a lot. I'm going to be starting early in the morning when I go, so I'm gonna bring 2 headlamps. This one's brighter than the sun, but it's kind of not. It's heavy and goes out on me a lot. So I bring the Petzl in case. The Petzl, I'm not a big. Petzl's all right, but this light isn't particularly bright. I should be giving more information on this probably, but I don't know what the lumens are on it. Maybe I'll get more techie as this channel progresses, if it ever does progress. But so that's that. Honestly, for first aid, I don't bring almost anything. If I get a headache, I'll bring this just in case. Alka-Seltzer. If I get stung by a bee, or I have some weird reaction, I'll take Benadryl. And then if I chafe, get chafing issues, I have Desitin always. And then standard, just like I'll bring a knife and that probably isn't even in view. A knife, obviously wallet and keys, and then some pepper spray just in case. I don't think that's going to stop a mountain lion or a bear, but if there are any people acting weird. This is so that I can keep my cell phone charged. It's heavier than it should be. It's probably like 2 pounds. It's really heavy, but it holds so much charge. It's amazing. I took this on the JMT and the Backbone Trail in the Santa Monica Mountains, on the Trans Catalina Trail in on the Channel Islands in Southern California. I've taken it on multiple trips and it's been really fantastic. I've loved it. So I'm just gonna bring that just in case. It's not a particularly heavy trip, so I'm not really worried about weight. And then for food, I'm gonna eat a big breakfast, early. And I'm gonna bring a ham, honestly, like a ham sandwich, some nuts and crackers, Trader Joe crackers. Those strawberry jalapeno ones are so good. A couple fig bars. These Humas, my lady has these Humas. She likes them. I've had them once. I haven't had this flavor, but it was all right. So I'm gonna do that, and then I like these 5-hour energies. I usually, like, when I go to the top, once I'm done, I'll probably pop it and then make it down. And then super lightweight clothes and footwear. It's like, these are the best pants and shorts ever for, like, I'm a biologist, wildlife biologist, so like I use Prana for years, and when I'm in the field, and they're great. They're super light, they're expensive, but they last for a long time. They're super light, and when these hold your wallet and keep your wallet in your pants better than any pants I've ever used in my life. This is just one person saying that, but I am blown away at how it keeps my wallet in my pants, which is so awesome. It's a weird thing to bring up, I guess, but it is something I've noticed. And then just a regular t-shirt and like a dry fit long sleever. And then I like to protect myself from the sun, you know, to some degree, and so I just wear this gaiter, super light, and it's got whatever that UPF rating. And then I'm one of those ones that loves ultras. Like, I used to wear hiking boots, and as time has gone on, I got into running, and then a friend got me onto the zero drop shoes, and I ultimately landed on ultras. And you know, at first it made my Achilles tendon feel a little weird, but after a while it was fantastic. They're super lightweight, they get wet, they dry really fast. They're just fantastic shoes for running and for hiking. And then my Arc'teryx jacket, it's like a 3-season Arc'teryx jacket, and it's real down. It was expensive, but you know, it's gotten me through like fairly cold nights in the summer, but like in the Sierras in the summer, totally comfortable at night eating my food, maybe in my sleeping bag, you know. But anyway, once I get this all together, I'll put together a little bit of a video. I'll just show you what the bag is going to look like all together, and then how much it weighs before going. And yeah, and that's it. I'll probably take some videos on the trek, and then maybe just do like a recap at the end. I think, I can't remember what the time was for the previous trip that I did. It was last year, I think. But I'll put that on. I'll include that in the recap. What the time was for my last trip, and then what the time was for this trip. And mileage, it'll be pretty much the same, but yeah. All right, everyone. So here's the setup. Got the backpack, and then the clothes and shoes I'm gonna wear tomorrow. So let's see how much this pup weighs. It's gonna be pretty chill, I think. So what's that? It's about 23 pounds. So that's perfect. I got 5 liters of water, the food that I identified, mentioned last night, and all the other miscellaneous stuff. So that's a great day pack for me, especially with all that water. I mean, 5 liters is a lot of water to carry, a lot of weight. So, and I'll probably consume most of that on the trek because it gets hot. It's expected to get around, like, in the mountains, I think it said like high 70s, 80, but it's a part of the trail is really exposed, as I recall. Probably the first after you come out of the drainage and you start going up the hill, it's pretty exposed. So I try to get out there before the sun peaks over the mountain, but you know, it always ends up hitting me before I get, finish that portion of the trek. Probably within the first 3 miles. So yeah, I'll probably drink a lot, and then coming back down, most of it is exposed, and so I will drink a lot of water probably. So this is it. I got my jacket, and I got my shorts and my shirt, sun protection, and then my ultras. I'm super stoked. I'm excited to get out there and start videoing tomorrow. And I'll talk to you guys later. All right, have a good night. This is about when I really start to feel the elevation. Every time I get like sparkles in my eyes a little bit. Says my all trails that we've got 2,600 feet of gain so far. So we're getting close to half. But yeah, I always start to feel it around now. Because we're going from like 4 to maybe like 10 something. 4 something to 10 something. Made it. Side? Thank you. So I turned it a little bit. Boom. That was awesome. I'm stoked for my more relaxed descent. All right. Excuse me. So I did it. My stats were, it was 12.8 miles. It says 5,499 feet of gain. There was a point where my all trails stopped tracking and I had to get back on track, maybe like a quarter of a mile or something like that. It says the moving time was 5 hours, 51 minutes, and 55 seconds. And the total time was 5 hours, 59 minutes, and 52. I have to be honest, I trotted back to the car to make sure it wasn't 6 hours. But it was great. I pushed really hard the whole time. I was breathing hard, pretty much 100% of the time. And I think that this is likely the fastest time that I've done. Up here, it's, you know, it typically ranges between, like, I don't know, somewhere in the 6 hour mark and maybe 7.5 hours, depending on, you know, how we're feeling and whatnot. The sun didn't break the mountain until about 2.5 hours in, something like that. I didn't actually like record that time or anything, but that's kind of what I recall. So it was cool, you know, the first half for sure, and then once I passed the area that's typically exposed when the sun's out, it was free sailing, even when the sun came out, because there are a lot of pines that cover you for much of the way. It did feel hot coming down, particularly in the first like quarter portion of it, when you're going up. So that was not fantastic. When I was coming up the mountain, my legs did cramp up a little bit, but I took those Humas that I had 2 Huma packets. It was a strawberry lemonade and like a berries and pomegranate or something like that. And they were awesome. They were kind of salty, and I think they really helped up my electrolytes when they were dwindling. I probably drank 3 out of the 5 liters and really didn't eat much because I had a big breakfast, a bunch of eggs and ham. Like, tried to eat some salty food early in the morning before I started. And so I was fine for food. I just ate a gigantic burger and had a couple beers, so that, you know, but that was once I finished. And I did get a little dehydrated. I feel like, you know, a little bit of a headache, and I kind of have one right now, but I just pounded a bunch of water, and I'm gonna go get some Gatorade on the drive home. But the gear worked fantastic. The MSR bag, like always, was a champ. The backpack is just, I love this backpack, this Osprey. What did I say it was? An Osprey. Oh my god, I can't, of course. EXOS 58, which I think that means 58 liter. Had plenty of room. You know, my pack wasn't super packed for this trip because it was a, you know, a 1 day or 6 hour trip. So it was fantastic. I loved it. I don't have anything else to say, I don't think. But hopefully you enjoy some of the videos that I captured. Like, I got some good video of when the sun was just coming up and some of the cool spots in the hike. So, all right. Thank you so much. All right, bye.